Hi, it's Ian Hepworth at Funding Solutions. We're quite often asked whether businesses need to factor all their invoices or whether they can just factor certain customers or in fact just individual invoices. The short answer is that you don't have to factor all your invoices and that you can choose individual customers or individual invoices. Quite often, the reason that people don't want to factor all their invoices is because of the perceived cost of using such a facility. However, in some instances, this can be false economies. And I think if we look at some very basic examples using round numbers, we can highlight why this might be the case. If, for example, you had a business turning over £1 million and we approached a lender for a factoring facility, for ease of maths, let's say that they wanted to recover £10,000 a year for administering the facility. On each invoice that you raised through the course of the year to get to your £1 million of turnover, they would charge you 1%. So 1% against the £1 million over 12 months would recover them the £10,000 that they wanted to administer the facility. So using the same example, let's assume that you say, I don't want to notify all the invoices, I only want to notify £500,000, so about half the turnover. The likelihood is that the lender will still want the same or at least a similar amount to administer the facility. So using the example of £500,000 of turnover, to get to the £10,000, they will charge you 2% on each invoice rather than the 1%. So it could well be that you are paying the same amount for less funding. It's also important, if you are focused on costs, to remember that you only pay the discounting fee on what you actually draw down. So the discounting fee is akin to the interest rates on an overdraft facility. So only when you access the funding against the invoices do you actually pay the discounting fee. So in both examples there, for £1 million of the turnover, you're paying £10,000 at a 1% service fee, and against the £500,000 of the turnover that you notify, you'd pay a 2% service fee and still pay the £10,000. If we look at factoring individual invoices, it could be that lenders will charge you up to 4% on each individual invoice. Now, to get to the £10,000 that you would pay for the larger facility, which will be 1% of turnover, using this example, notifying individual invoices, you would only have to get up to £250,000 of invoicing to get to the same £10,000. So as you can see, it can be false economies. Now, pricing is not always the main decision as to why people want to notify certain customers or certain invoices. So if you feel that that is the route that you do want to go, then there are solutions available to you. If you'd like to discuss anything to do with invoice finance, factoring, invoice discounting, please get in touch. We're on 0845 251 4040 or email finance@fundingsolutions.co.uk. Thanks very much for listening.